the acid to dissolve the flesh. Amnesia Custom Gatherers is now playing the original story with a mod called the Darkest Descent. Not the Dark Descent, the Darkest Descent, which basically makes the game from like hard mode to extreme mode. And I think his work is pretty good, because I couldn't even move from... I got stuck in hard mode. I don't think I would be able to finish it in extreme mode. Let's get what we need.
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow.
Yeah, come on. That's it. I think I can open it now. Just a little bit. Yeah, I should be able to go now.
What's happening? Oh, it feels like my chest is going to burst. Stop.
My God! Wilhelm, do something!
Except we're not getting out of here alive.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
Wilhelm's last words. My name is Wilhelm, House of Gehrig. These are my final words and confession and testament. 2 years ago I was summoned to the castle Brenningburg. As most of the aristocracy, I was curious about what this supposed Knight of the Order could want from me, and accepted the invitation. The Baron was friendly and offered me a proposition. It dawned me on that the nature of the contract was solid, and the reason I was chosen was because of my follies, of my past and all the honors I've been rewarded with during my time as a soldier. I was to kidnap healthy humans upon his slightest whim, and do so without asking questions. In return, he would attest to my character at the royal court, advancing my position within noble society. I would like to claim that I struggled with my decision, but it came swiftly and accepted wholeheartedly. Ever since that day I have brought men, women and children to Brenningburg. I can't remember the numbers, but there were many, perhaps even 100. none of whom were ever seen or heard from again. The Baron, tonight the Baron invited me and my men down to the wine cellar to celebrate our work. I had my suspicions as we descended in the stairs, but we insisted on joining us in a toast. The wine tasted fine and my men drank without restraint. So begins the punishment for our sins. The Baron has locked us up and returned upstairs. Forgive me for what I have done. I was weak and fell into his diabolic ways. My men are screaming, their skin has been pierced by their own tangled bones. I feel my insides revolt against their God-given nature. Blood has begun to pour from my eyes and I can no longer. So, the story we read earlier about the gatherers. I'm pretty sure that if you look at this, those are the remains of the men that died here. 1, 2, maybe 3, I'm not sure. Yeah, the point of this is that even more actually. The monsters we are seeing in this game are actually the ones that died here, the men that died here, and they become the gatherers. Basically, they are servants of Alexander. Somehow he controls them. They are not just... well, they don't have their own mind. They can't really take their own decisions. Alexander takes control of them, basically. I don't want to pick this up because the monster will spawn. I just wanted to point that out. And that's basically their story of why they are here, why are they like that with bones, and they're basically dead somehow by the wine. I don't know, they got poisoned, it transformed them, I don't know, something like this. And I didn't understand that until I played it for the third time, and I watched some videos on YouTube about it that explains a lot of this. If there is a monster that, in my opinion, doesn't really make sense, is the water monster. The stairs have collapsed. Find a way to climb back up. Oh, don't worry, I can handle myself. going to the refinery. Another thing that I don't really understand when it comes to Alexander's mind is the way he designed this castle. In my opinion, it doesn't make sense.
It sure is dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason? For the darkness, that is.
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Dandel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
June, 1839. It's been more than a month since my last entry. After the event inside the underground chamber in Algeria, Professor Herbert insisted I return to England. He said he didn't want to risk forfeiting the entire expedition lest I took a turn for the worse. An excessive decision, in retrospect. But I'm glad it turned out that way. I found my journal this morning in the haphazard collection of things brought home from Africa. Next to it lay the broken stone orb wrapped in cloth. I tried to assemble it, but couldn't. The pieces wouldn't fit together, as if they weren't from the same object. Could I have imagined it all? Was there ever a complete orb? June 1839. I feel the need to continue this journal, even though it was intended for my journey to Africa. This must be something very important. I just know it. I've taken it upon myself to piece the orb back together, but it's been more difficult than one might think. The pieces are behaving strangely. They seem to change color, shape, and texture, but ever so slightly. Yesterday, I took careful measurements and notated any significant markings. Today, I confirmed my suspicions. They were changing. I was terrified and rushed off to see the finest geologist in London, Sir William Smith. I approached the subject with care, and we discussed how rocks change form. He told me about the nature of glass, how it eventually collapses on itself, like ice slowly melting over the course of centuries. Smith eased my mind a bit, but I can't escape the feeling that these shards have otherworldly properties.
If I was on hard mode, it would have been game over, because I would have been dead now. Come on. Here comes a part that I really don't enjoy. archives. Here goes nothing. Oh no. I'm pretty sure we can outcall him. It doesn't matter. Come on, go, go, go. I'll just take this, put it right here. Those are tactics, don't worry. And now that he's busy with that, Archives+Cellar. Another part that I don't like. Wait a second. I don't know if that was, but I don't think it matters. Backbone, I don't know. I like this black hole. I mean, this hole.
Have an ascending room. Will it take us to the inner sanctum?
It will definitely take care of the vertical part of our journey. So, you have ridden an elevator before?
Yes, the Colosseum at Regent's Park has one. It takes you to the gallery where you can view the panorama.
Good. This ride might be a little longer, and in the other direction.
Let's go upstairs first. And well, in theory, the order of the story is that you need to go to a guest room, get a key, go to the machine room, find out that there are rods that you need to get in order to repair the machine. Some of them are in the storage room, and in the storage room there is a note that states that the last road is in the study room, but because we want to be as efficient, we'll just go to the guest room, after that the study room and the storage room, and after we collected everything we need, we'll go to the machinery room.
My journal is gone. What would they want with my journal? July 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition. About a week after my departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man rambled deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible. The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition. After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. Tomorrow, I'll retrieve the things they recovered from Herbert's tent at the customs house. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him.
Unfortunately, he's dead. And no, I don't think it is confirmed somewhere in this game, maybe in the next one, but I'm pretty sure he's dead. Poor Herbert.
July 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. The nature of this text ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of transpired events. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states, "Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment." This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion, but suddenly I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface. His account confuses me greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
There isn't just one orb, there are more orbs. And we'll see that later.
The key. Please, let it be here. July 1839. It's done. The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar, which I had prepared to fix the pieces together, and without fault I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. The ancient stone relic now rests on my table. Its immaculate surface and perfect shape could have been molded by a factory. This is all too strange.
The monster should spawn in. I'm just curious when. Just like I said. He's controlled by Alexander.
Thank God, there it is. I guess it is a good place to hide it then.
Now that we are done with the chaos room, let's go to the study room. I was saying earlier, because only now I just remember that the way that this castle